Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I'm just being me in a world that isn't. And next to me is the Roam Agent. Next to that is the Agent Pro and the Roam Renegade. And this is an honest, objective review for you, the consumer. This is not a promotional video for Roam. For boots, I rode this with the Roam Bodega and Ride Deadbolt. For bindings, the Roam Katana and Union Atlas. Every time I took out the Agent, I took out the Agent Pro. Sometimes I took out the Renegade too, and got it in a decent amount of conditions. Everything except for powder, because on the powder day, I was riding the Stale fish. Now, when it comes to sizing, this 157 fit me perfectly. I'd say maybe my size 9 boots are a touch small for this, but it fit my 185 pounds perfectly. I wouldn't want to size up or sized down. This is a true twin. So is the Agent Pro. The Renegade next to it is a directional twin. It's got a little bit more directional feel. This is mostly camber with just a touch of early rise. When you press down on the board, the early rise comes up just a touch more. It's a very cool camber profile for those who like a more technical, more poppy ride, but still don't want it to be as unforgiving as full camber boards are, like the Renegade. It just has that old school camber tracking feel that feels great. I'd still recommend this though for advanced to expert riders. Maybe a strong intermediate, but there's a lot of consequence with, getting off your game and having to skid out a turn. It's more likely to catch an edge than a lot of other boards with a lot more early rise. This is definitely a medium flex, and it's got a good amount of give. It's not super stiff between the feet, and the nose and tail have a nice bit of give there. Compare it to the Agent Pro, and it's a very similar flex. There's just a little more energy with this. And here's the Renegade. Definitely feels a little stiffer, more camber. You have to put more energy in this. But what I really love about the Agent is how it butters. This double kick, the way it's just flat throughout this entire section and not curved up. And a lot of lifted side snowboards are really great turning in softer snow to powder, but they're really hard to butter with, because if you hit those sides, it just slides out and it's very difficult to butter. This is the exact opposite of that. It just made my buttering easier and better. I felt like I was a better butterer. It was just really fun, and it's nice to see a board that helps average riders like myself butter and press better. Then when it comes to pop, the Agent has very good pop. The only thing is, the Agent Pro just is that much better. The carbon in there versus bamboo pops a lot harder than the regular Agent. So if you can swing it and you want the best when it comes to ollie power and pop, go Agent Pro. The Roam Renegade is even better than that, but you've got full camber. It's kind of a different animal, but that could work too. And you take that flex personality into all kinds of conditions. Hard micro bumpy snow, wet, messy snow. These both did really well. I was surprised that the Agent Pro didn't feel more bucky and bouncy. It did a great job. Usually you're trading pop for more chatter. So this didn't have that. That was great. It was a nice bonus. When it comes to base glide, the Agent doesn't have as fast a base as the Agent Pro, but man, they're both pretty good bases. And just pointing it, these boards have a side cut that likes to turn but can also straight line, and it's not a bomber, but it's very good for an all mountain freestyle ride. Now when it comes to edge hold, I thought the Agent was competent. So is the Agent Pro, so is the Renegade. They're not amazing, but they're definitely competent in hard snow. You just have to dial your turns back a little bit, but if you get into a surprise patch, it's not just gonna let go. These turned edge to edge really fast. When you get it on edge, there's a pretty balanced turning experience. This can do down the line, narrow S turns really well. It can track well into a jump, but it can also get turny where you can kind of go back and forth, do some crossover turns, and then really rail into it and go across the groomer, or even dabble with a circle carve or two on occasion. It's not amazing for that, but it's pretty good. Now, when it comes to switch riding, these are both great boards. They're true twins. Nothing rides better switch than true twins except for asymmetrical twins, where they match up the side cuts to your duck stance and then therefore make the board even more symmetrical. If you want to go into the park and hit some kickers, hit the pipe, these are both going to be great. Again, I like the Agent Pro a little better, just a little more bass glide, a little more pop, you know, launching off stuff. But overall, they're both very good boards. The Renegade is more kicker and pipe for expert riders, not advanced expert riders like these. You could jib with these, I didn't, but I'm sure you can, and especially with this nose tech, it would be really fun to play around the park with that. Overall, I thought the Agent was a great board. I love this double kick technology in the nose and tail. It makes you a better butterer. It's a fun board to turn. It's got really good pop on an ollie and good spring out of a turn. The Agent Pro, however, just has a little bit more pop, and in exchange for that pop, you don't get any more chatter and buckiness. So for me, it's all about the Agent Pro. You also get a faster bass, and it's not that much more expensive. So there isn't really a point of diminishing returns for that extra pop and speed.